Hello, BookTube.
Hello, BookTube.
Thought we'd do another video. I've got a bunch of mail here. Thought we'd just go through it together. And if David doesn't have anything to say, you can just gaze at him.
I'm going to gaze at myself right here.
So we have the Martha's Vineyard Gazette. It's the periodical. This is a newspaper on the island of Martha's Vineyard. We have a gorgeous cherry blossoms at West Tisbury. The front page also notes that the town of Chilmark has banned leaf blowers. A wise idea. Every town should. But then we've got a bunch of stuff here. This first one, I don't know what this is. I believe it was sent from one of you, but it came with postage due. I hope the post office does not expect me to pay them anything. I'm not going to pay them anything. But as far as the rest of you are concerned, obviously this channel has rule number 1, don't send me a book unless I ask for it, but definitely don't send me anything that's going to come with a bill. That ought to go without saying. Yeah, okay, this is the problem. I guess the post office scanned the package with some sort of fluoroscope or whatever and realized that it had, in addition to books, which is why it was crafted media mail, it also had a dog treat. And there's a snarky note written on the outside of the envelope that notes that dog treats are not media. Okay. 2 Penguin Classics. All right, I know who sent this. All right, so your heart was in the right place, but I owe money now to the post office. 2 Penguin Classics. Another perfect example of how rule number 1 on this channel is don't send me a book, but the corollary to that is if you show me a picture of a book and I want it, you have to send it to me. You can't say, oh, this is something I found, isn't it great? Now, so I found the Penguin Classic of Cannery Row and Washington Square by Henry James, a very strong candidate for our next read aloud. Mm-hmm. Great. Okay. So, all right. Well, that's why I owe money to the post office, because somebody sent a dog treat. And then there's this thing here, which is from eBay. So that's also not coming from a publisher. That might be coming from one of you as well. I don't know what to expect here. Yeah, it's not a book. No note. No explanation.
What on earth?
I don't know. It's a Funko Pop. Is it possible that this is for my Surly Houseboy?
That was my immediately thought when I saw it.
All right, we're not going to show that because it's not anything that I know. It's not anything I would ever want. It's not anything I don't think that any of you ever sent to me. I think it was sent. I think I opened it by mistake. I always catch grief for that. So let's just.
Well, your name's on the box. It's not your fault.
It's not your fault is not something I've heard from David often in the course of this visit, nor will I. All right, this next one is multiple books.
Oh.
What have we got here?
I recognize those faces.
Oh, all right. All right. Well, I got there are 2 books here, both sent from the Belknap Press of Harvard University Press. One is a David book, and one is not. So let's do the David book first.
No.
Robert Darnton's book, The Writer's Lot, about writers in the 18th century France. So there you go. That's. And then there's this, Calculated Restraint. What Allied leaders said about the Holocaust. So, Richard Brightman, do you know that? Do you know this name?
No, I don't.
Distinguished Professor of History Emeritus at the American University. He wrote The Berlin Mission.
I don't know that.
So what have we got here? The Allied leaders rarely spoke directly about the Holocaust in public. When Churchill and Stalin alluded to Nazi mass murders of civilians in early speeches, they said much less than they knew. Not until December 1942 did Allied governments issue a joint statement about Nazi Germany's policy of exterminating the Jews of Europe. Roosevelt deferred his own public statement until March 1944. Why didn't these leaders speak up sooner? Through close readings of public-private statements, Richard Brightman pieces together the competing motivations that drove each leader's response to the atrocities. All 3 knew that their reactions would be politically sensitive, as Nazi propagandists frequently alleged that the Allies were fighting on behalf of the Jews, and that Jews were the puppet masters behind their governments. At a time of globally prevalent anti-Semitism, these calumnies had force. after the German invasion of the USSR. Moreover, Stalin clearly wanted to focus on the threat to the Soviet state and people. At the same time, Churchill and Roosevelt realized that complete silence would prompt accusations of willful blindness. And a whole book, at least one book on. They usually finessed this dilemma by denouncing Nazi atrocities in general, prioritizing wartime constraints over moral considerations.
Because it's hard to bomb a railway, I guess.
That dust jacket is very delicately written. Even it's not just them that are watching their words; it's the writer of this cover copy. Notice one element, one possible explanation that is not even alluded to there, which could be that Roosevelt, Churchill, and Stalin were anti-Semitic. That thought never comes up in the course of that cover copy. Politically sensitive. Okay, well, fortunately, I'm not going to have to think about it. You're going to have to think about it. So then we have some boxes, and then we'll be done. I like boxes. They're usually big books. They're usually finished copies. What have we got here? Oh, okay, great. Fantastic. All right, we've already seen this. This comes out in early June. This is the finished copy of Tom Arnold Forster's biography of Walter Lippmann. And I have the advanced copy of this, and I haven't touched it for a simple reason. There's a big, great book called Walter Lippmann and the American Century. It came out about 60 years ago. It is absolutely ubiquitous in used bookstores. You trip over it, except when I'm looking for it. When I'm looking for it, I can't find it anywhere. I have put a bug in my friend Zach's ear at the Brattle Bookshop to get me the next copy of that book that comes out of a box in the basement, and there aren't any. I naturally want to reread that book before I read this one, but I'm never going to see it. I know I'm never going to see it. Anyway, I don't want to complain or anything.
No, not you. No.
Walter Lippmann was among the most influential and wide-ranging political writers in modern America. As both a journalist and political theorist, he shaped ideas about liberalism and democracy, the nature of public opinion, U.S. power and empire, and the roles of journalists, experts, and citizens. And the author of this book provides a bold historical reassessment of his intellectual life, offering fresh perspectives on a career at the intersection of daily news and democratic theory. Fine by me. This is an infinitely interesting figure to read about, not known.
Are you a fan of his writing?
I love his writing.
Yeah, I love his writing too.
Why don't I have that book? Why
I don't have a copy either.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
All right, so that.
Can I have that? I want to see.
Oh yes,
index.
absolutely. And then we have the other box, and then we'll be done. Then we'll be free to stuff our faces. Let's see what this is. Ooh. Oh my, okay. All right, this also comes out in early June. This is by Audrey Trusky, and it is called India, 5,000 Years of History on the Subcontinent. Nice, big, thick history of India. A dazzling new history, the pub sheet says. Much of world history is Indian history. Home today to one of four people. The subcontinent has long been densely populated and deeply connected to Asia, Africa, Europe, and America through migration and trade. In this magisterial history, it took one whole sentence to get to the word. In this magisterial history, the author tells the fascinating story of the region historically known as India, which includes today's India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and parts of Afghanistan, and the people who have lived there. Oh my. Oh my. All right, well, this is a bullseye, so that's great. I love the subject, but this is a bullseye in case there are a lot of you who are new. There are a lot of you who are new and are threatening to get this channel to a certain benchmark that I have confidently said it will never reach. But if you are brand new, first of all, you're going to be wondering who this couple is. But if you are brand new, you might not know I've done a lot of traveling in my life, and occasionally I lived in a place. I wouldn't just visit and walk through it. I would put down roots and live there for a while, and India was one of those places. And I loved it. I had a base, and I traveled all over. So this is always going to be fascinating to me. Great. Okay. Fantastic.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Oh. Yeah. That and the mystery package and the dog treats. Yeah. So it looks like 2 out of the 4 of those are going to you.
Yeah, I mean, Hayek's cited like 9 times in the Litman book. Ludwig von Mises 5 times. That was the first thing I went and looked. Henry Hazlitt only once. I wonder if there's... Anyway.
Yeah, tell us more as I reach for the stop button.
They can turn off the video. You can't go anywhere.
I'll take that bullet for you. But that's why God invented wine. So we'll wrap this up. That was the mail for today. No idea. We'll probably do a book haul next time. I don't think there's going to be a day you're here where we don't get books. So
no, and we could do more. But we should maybe do a tag or something.
A tag or just a freewheeling conversation.
Yeah. TikTok dances.
But in the meantime, I've made a mess, so we're gonna clean everything up here and eat.
Weightlifting.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the gym, hit some PRs. We should do some David Lade first.
All right, I'm gonna end this. Thank you, BookTube.